The after from this week Parsha talking about Vayeira Achat Nishan Vim Tzaka Elisha. What's the story of the Vayeira Achat Nishan Vim Tzaka Elisha? So we know that a husband used to have a business. He borrow money, he buy merchandise, sell it, make profit, give back the loan that he took from people, have some panose. Then come the business day again, borrow money, buy merchandise, and this is the way he used to make a living. At one point, he borrowed money and he died. And now the people coming to his wife and says, I want back the money. The husband borrowed money, give us back the money. But I need it for sure. So she saw to Elisha and she told him that the people come to ask for the money and I don't have money. So what they're going to do? They want to take my two kids. And the kid will work as a servant, and that's the way we pay a payment. So what the Novi tell? The Novi tell us something very interesting. Do you have anything in the house? She answered, no, I don't have anything in the house. Do you have anything, any value or something? She said, no. And then she said, I do have an oil jar, but it's empty. What I do have in the oil, in the jar, enough lasuch. What is lasuch? Sometimes you put oil on your fingers. Ointment, right? You put on your finger. So the jar has a little lachlochid, a little moisture to do. That's it. But all the vessels are empty. You say, oh, if so, please bring all the empty vessels and go borrow from your shchenim, from the neighbors, empty one, and start pouring, and all of a sudden it's getting full automatically. Imagine you go to a gas station, you don't need to put the can, nothing. You check the nozzle, you put it in your car, and you fill up. Impossible, right? Alavai. It says by the Baba Sali, he drove sometime to speak in different places. So let's say he drove 100 kilometers. So you need 10 gallons of this. The driver says, Rabbi, I'm sorry, I need to stop in the gas station. I have only enough for another 10 kilometers. We have to go 100 kilometers. He said, you have enough, go. Sadiq says, you can play. He went. With this thing didn't move. There was enough gas. How? We don't know. So Elisha told her, what do you say? You have no kalim? Please go home and bring it to me. Chassidus explained that Elisha wants to reveal in her something that she has and she doesn't know. That's actually a job from every tzaddik. People come to the Rebbe many times, and the Rebbe told them, you don't even know that you have in you certain power in this, you could do certain thing. All you have to do is just reveal it. And I told you have it. When you start, you'll see you do. For example, a guy was very hard for him to speak. He get stuck in the middle. And the Rebbe told him, no, you could speak to people, maybe do it slowly, whatever, people will understand you. He said, if the Rebbe told me, that means I have in me something. And he started giving shiurim, and it's getting better and better till he went away completely. Why? Because in his head, he revealed something that he had and he didn't know that he had.
They have another story with the Baba Sali. They had a big party, and he has half a bottle of arak.
Mm-hmm.
He told his rabbi, take the bottle, cover it
with the brown paper.
Whatever paper, cover it, nobody see, and go give everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he gave arak from one bottle to a lot of people.
And gave. Came in the end with the same amount that he stopped. It's unbelievable. That's Baba Sali.
Right. But the Lashon after that we say is Avdecha Ishi Met. What is Avdecha Ishi Met? So the Alter Rebbe write in Chassidus that Ishi is the Esh Yud, meaning sometimes a person says, I'm davening another day, another week, another month, but the davening is dry. I feel like I'm a robot.
I don't
Came
feel
in-
anything. Yeah.
I came in the morning, I put it in and say Shema, I say Hoidu, say Shmona Esrei, I finish. But davening need to have chayas. You need some levitic, some. This is the time that you could speak into Hashem to talk to him whatever I need. That's the whole point of davening. And she said to him, Ishimet, Esh Yud, I mean the highest in davening, I don't have. A person have usually Tchilun Chima, Ave Nira. I davening and no have to Hashem and no hear to Hashem. Everything is dry. I'm doing it like a robot. That's what she said to him.
So why she said Avdecha? You have to say Ishimet. Why Avdecha Ishimet?
Because when you're speaking to a Novi, what you going to say? And then he said to her, go bring something from your house. He could have make a miracle and says, here is a bottle of oil and start pouring. No, he needs her to do something from herself.
Kli.
A kli, a vessel. And each one of us, the Rebbe says in the Minor, each one of us has this power to wake himself up and do something that you think you cannot do. This is one the after that we're reading the Shabbos in this has to do also with Yitzchok that he born, right? Avraham had Yitzchok, and also it's after struggling that the davening, and then became Yitzchok. Similar to this, like the Rebbe says, her name was Sarai, and now Sarah, you Avraham and Avraham, or thing change, so all of a sudden you could have a Yitzchok, different things.
So it's good to change sometimes?
If you see somebody is sick and you give him another name, Chaim. Oh, with this name, maybe you have some bad luck. With the new name, maybe a different channel open, you'll have a different muzzle, a different thing to do. So this is why we are reading the after Dafka this week, and also it's continuous also why Dafka in this parsha, and it's more detailed. The Malachim come to Avraham Avinu on the 2 days. And we know that the halacha says, the Gemara bring out, if somebody is sick and you come to visit him, you take one of 60 of his sickness. So the question is, if so, anybody that is in hospital, bring 60 people, everybody come to visit him, right? Everybody will take 160. It should be healthy. It doesn't work. That means you don't have a chaverim. Yeah, because if it will be a good chaver, he will be able to take one of this. But the Eberster, when he asked Avraham Avinu to do a bris milah, he asked him to do al pi teva. And al pi teva, on the 2 days, it really hurts. We don't know because we had a bris. We had a bris when we were 8 days. But people that have bris later, it's hardest. So the Eberster know that Avraham Avinu is so much chesed. What do you want to do Avraham Avinu all the time? Just good. And he's looking for guests to come to his house. The idea is that the guest should come to his house to feel good. So I heard we walk in our house many times to make the living room and dining room and the tables and all this for the people. When we have guests, they should feel comfortable. What is the comfortable for the guests? That the food should be like 5-star hotel, that the drink should be a good drink, the soup should be like #1 soup. What is the idea that when guests come to you, you should feel comfortable? The atmosphere. But more than that, the guest should know, the guest should feel somebody in this house care about me. Vayeira, we learn about the Pasha. Vayeira, that somebody care about me. Because when I come, he makes sure to put nice table. He makes sure to put nice tablecloth. The plate is not a regular plate. He make a fancy plate. He make a fancy napkin. Everything that he do is doing for me, right? Then the last part of the Achnas HaZorchim is called Levia, meaning you go out with them.
Escort.
And the Rambam writes very interesting halacha. I invite somebody to my house and I did 5 stars hotel food and everything, and I gave it to him and it was good. But I did not like make the last part, Levir. Kilo shofer domim. Whoa. I did such a big mitzvah,
It's a
prepared my
task.
house, everything. What I didn't do, I didn't walk with them out. That's such a bit called shofer domim. Why so bad? What's the explanation of here? And another interesting halacha is by the Rambam, when the Eibishter came to see Avraham Avinu, the lotion of the pasuk is that he saw the 3 malachim, Vayeira minei shlosha malachim, and because he saw the 3 malachim, he told the Eibishter, wait, I know you came to visit me, I understand that, but now I have a very important mitzvah. I have a mitzvah. So you, God, wait here. I'm going to make a mitzvah to do Achnas Tzorchim. Who is this Tzorchim? They are Jewish. They have dust on the foot. That Avraham Avinu said, please wash your foot outside. I don't want Avodah Zarah to come to my house. So what kind of? He's not a governor. He's not a mayor of the city. The simple people in Avraham Avinu eyes. And nevertheless, Avraham Avinu said to the Eibishter, I'm sorry, I'm busy now. I have a mitzvah to do. Achnas Tzorchim. From where Avraham Avinu took it. And the Rambam writes, he learned it from this pasuk. Vayeira minei shlosha anasim. Vayeira. What is Vayeira? And he saw. So he's talking to the Eibishter. When you talk to the Eibishter, you could move your eyes to look at somebody else. Where's Avraham Avinu? Like I don't want to say a chutzpah, but you're talking to God now. He came to visit you. That's itself already a big deal. The Eibishter came to your house. You open the door, come inside. What can I give you? This is the most important thing in your life. The Eibishter himself come to your house. You're very happy. And at the same time, Avraham Avinu is looking.
Vayeira.
At the same time, Avraham Avinu is looking on the malachim and says,
Vayeira.
Vayeira. Vayeira is, and he saw. Vayeira minei shlosha anasim.
Yeah.
So the same time, Avraham Avinu,
It's the beginning of the parsha.
Avraham Avinu ignored the Eibishter like kiviyachol,
Yeah.
and put the Eibishter on pause, like hold down, and he took care of the malachim. And not only that he took care of the malachim, like we said before, the last part is that he walked with them outside also. He did the levir, escort. Why it's so important, the last part of Achnas Tzorchim, to escort the person outside also and walk with them? Because you could say, you brought me to your house because you want to show off your house. You don't care about me so much. You wanted to show off your living room, dining room. You want to show off that your wife knows how to cook very well. I'm just an object over here. I need to eat it to say, whoa, it was nice and good. Maybe you have all this in your head. But now, when you leave your house and you walk outside with me, what are you showing me?
That I care about you.
Me.
Yeah. Okay.
So, by Avraham Avinu, it says Vayeira. What does it mean Vayeira? And he saw.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to look deep inside to see what the other person actually need, and according to this, help him and give him what he need. And this is the mitzvah Achnas Tzorchim, what the Rambam brings Dafka from Avraham Avinu. Godol has the lotion. Godol Achnas Tzorchim mikabolas pnei Shechina. To bring guests to your house is even bigger to greet Hashem. What is the nekuda over here? What's the point over here that you want to bring out? That to see what the other person missing, what the other person need, that's a very hard thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And Avraham Avinu was able to see it, to see it. And that's why the Rambam brings after this possible to show us that Achnas Tzorchim, we learn from Avraham Avinu, that meaning I could see what other person need and told him that.
And what he did was at an even higher level, because he was recovering from the Brit Milah. Not only that,
it wasn't supposed to. On the 2rd day, when you're sick,
Yeah.
going to Allah, you don't have to do Achnas
yeah.
Tzorchim.
And on top of that, it says in the parsha, he did it in the heat of the day. So it was scorching hot, and he was sick. He was still healing.
The heat is because the Eibishter didn't want people to be outside.
Yeah.
Because he knows that Avraham Avinu's job is to go do chesed.
Yeah.
So he will go outside and start
Yeah.
looking where's people.
Yeah.
Some people waiting for somebody come to him and then give him tzedakah. Some people says, who need what, who need it. Let me see here. He walked from himself and goes places to see who needs.
What he did was well above human nature. It was superhuman.
And what we could learn from the Avraham is our father and give us an Yerusha.
Yeah.
Right? He gave us Yerusha how to believe in Hashem, and he gave us Yerusha also the power to do Chesed.
Yeah.
Make Am Chesed. Many times you see people doing Chesed. It's not easy. It's take you time, take you money, take aggravation, whatever it is. But people doing it. Why? Because we have this Yerusha from Avraham to do the Chesed with what he did.
And the pasuk said, he sat down Petach Ha'on. And he was in the house. He sat down to see if anyone passing by.
Right.
The Torah emphasized it.
This is remind me a story that I heard from Jacobson. How important is Vayeira to see by the other person what they need, and it will bring you a lot of good things by saying it. So one story says that Yosef HaTzadik was in jail in Egypt, and he could says there's no reason I'm being jailed. It's all lie from Potiphar. And he was asking the Sarah Mashkin, the minister, Madua Pnechem Zarafim, why your face are sad? I understand. You should be sad. Why are you asking other people who said? You're not supposed to be in jail, and you're in jail. Yosef, you should be sad. No, I'm caring about you guys. I'm not thinking about myself now. I'm caring about you. Madua Pnechem Zarafim, why use it? So I said, Vayeira to see. There was a group of shechtim that moved from Eretz Israel to South America to do shechita. So what happened over there we have a lot of cows and good cows. So they flying, let's say like 20 or 30 shechtim, fly together. They take a hotel in a certain place, and then from the hotel, a boss come, and I think 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, they leave to do shechita. They cut, let's say 1,000 cows, and then ship it by boat to Israel or to United States or different places. And it take a couple of days, right? Right. So they're doing it. And one person's job is to be a shechet. One person is to be a bookkeeper. One person is to be to stamp the cows, which one is treif, which one is kosher. One is a boydek. One is, each one has a job in this place. Mm-hmm. And they came to the place in the morning, they did the shchit and everything, and they're leaving. Like every day, they're leaving. The Schwarz, they stay by the gate, says, wait, you can't leave. Why we can't leave? What happened today? He said, you're missing guy. You're missing one guy. I said, what? We're all in the bus. I said, no, you're missing one guy.
That's a good story.
You heard the story, right?
That's a good story.
They count. Say, we're missing one guy. He's right. Let's go back to the shchit. They check the whole shchita. They don't see the guy. Check all the bathroom. They don't see the guy. The last place he could be in the freezer, because when you put the cow after the shchita, after the melicha, after the salt and the water and this, now it's ready to pack. You put it in the freezer. Shouldn't stink. Freezer. So he went to make sure, all the orders are the treif on the right side, the kosher one complete on the other side, shouldn't be mixed, all the stamps are good. But for some reason the door locked. When this door locked, you can open it. You could scream, you could do what you want. When you're in a freezer that a tractor drive inside, nothing you could do. It's a matter of, minute or hours before your body will freeze. Physically, you can't do nothing about it. And he knows is have to start saying vidui, chad v'shalom. And I'll be like this cow hanging over here. My body is going to be like this, chad v'shalom. And they opened the door and saw him over there. Of course, they take him outside, warm him up and this. But then they start asking themselves, we with this guy all day long, right? And in the hotel and this. No, none of us realize that he's missing. And this Shvatz and the gate that saw the boss coming in the morning and the boss go afternoon, go home, how we knew that he's missing? He basically saved his life.
Mm-hmm.
So what?
Basically, he saved his life. If not him, he would be dead.
Right. Yeah.
So they went to this guard and said to him, we all look the same. How do you know that one of us missing? I didn't see you go into the boss count and say one missing. Just I tell you, maybe it's not nice, but I tell you,
He's
when
the
you
only
guys
one.
come in the morning, there's only one guy told me good morning. Even though I'm black man and I'm just security guard, but he always stop. Good morning, how are you today? When you guys go home, you come to the place where I stayed. How was your day today? Everything okay? Have a good night? None of you saying it because I'm just a security guard, so big deal. But he told me this morning, good morning, and he didn't tell me good night. So I know he's still here.
Wow.
So what you see from here, that the Vayeira, this sheikhet saw that although he's just a security guard, but he's a human. Yeah, maybe he's a goy, but he's a human. So give him a little bit to me. Tell him hello. There's a similar story, it's a little bit different, that a shliach over here in the United States wrote to somebody in Israel and says, in his kehillah, there was a young teenager that went to the bridge and jumped. Everybody is shaking. What happened to this young boy? Everything will look good and this. Why did he kill himself? Start making investigation, why he was sad, why nobody talking to him, what make him so depressed that he wasn't interested. So they get together and make shiurim and try to be mechazek. And he said, I finished the shiur. And one teenager came to me and he says, I want to speak to you eye to eyes, not in front of the whole class. He said, you sure, come to my house, come to my office, whatever. They said, you see that this guy jumped from the bridge with this. I come from a working house. I have a hard time in life, and I can't take it anymore. So I decided I'll go not to this bridge where all the Jewish people live because it will be hard. I'll go far away from the city. There's a big bridge over there, and I'll keep myself over there. And that's it. This way, I have no more headache in my life. So he said, I took the bus, and I'm like 100 meters away from this. I happened to be somebody from the kehillah that I know, just walking by. He saw me, and he told me, it's good to see you. How are you? Just like that. He doesn't know what in my head, what I'm planning already for whole months or this. And he left, and I'm thinking to myself, when he asked me, how are you? Nice to see you. What's so nice to see me? Right? And thinking like that, back and forth, and he says, maybe I shouldn't jump because it's nice to see me. That there's something good about me. That the guy give me to me. The guy care about me. So he told the shliach, he living over here with us. He doesn't know that I'm alive now because he said three words to me. He said, it's nice to see you. What I already said, it's nice to see you. So the same way like you're saying by
Who was the person that told us?
one of the teenagers that
Someone else.
was in the shiur in this.
I have something similar happened to me when I used to live in Bay Park, where I had a lot of people. And a lot of people, I just say, hi, how are you? I don't communicate with them. One day I'm going to work. I was working by Mendy's. I'm going to the train. And, finish working, middle of the day, I get a phone call. A guy that ate by me said, your daughter saved my life today. I said, my daughter? I come to eat by you. And not regular. And this week I had a problem. My wife got sick. They threw up 2 of my kids from school. I didn't pay tuition. I lost my job. I was thinking, right here on Jay, to come to the train and to jump. I see your daughter coming, and she doesn't know that, by the way. I asked Rabbi, I said, don't tell her that. I'm telling you, I give a chizur. My daughter, one of them, I know Michelle Hevet, she lives in the Five Town. She always smiled. She almost happy. Because Michelle Hevet is like a flame in Hanukkah. She one time in Hanukkah. So she see him, and she knows, she remember him from the house. She said, hi, good morning, how are you? Everything is beautiful. Hashem is so good, and that's it. You start going to the training, you start thinking, said, she's right. You turn around, he didn't, but Baruch Hashem, his wife got better, he found a job, his kid was good. But I asked the rabbi, Bet Torah, if to tell her. He said, don't tell her. If you tell her, she'll feel, oh, I did something good, But say, sometime, once a blue moon, say the story to give people chizuk. Sometimes you say hi to someone. You don't know, you can change his life. That's a good. You don't know what is 10 minutes ago what happened to him. I'm sorry, but I felt like to say the story.
מאוד. But the Nikuda the Rebbe want to bring out,
You're saying this boy's thought process, how did, if he really did the actions?
It's a different one,
no, another boy, different boy.
different boy.
Because one boy killed himself,
Yeah.
so they decided get together all the community and do shiurim and learn more. It's talking more, help each other, talk to all together, we'll be united to make something good for his neshama. So one of this boy that was in the group told the rabbi what was in his plan to do also. And because somebody told him this word, nice to see you today, he changed his mind. And Baruch Hashem is okay 100%.
Wow. Thank you for sharing.
The grandchild from Tzemach Tzedek, the Rebbe bring it in a yom, come to his Zayde, Tzemach Tzedek, and cry. He says, I learned the Chumash in this week Parsha, Vayeira elav Hashem revealed himself to Avraham Avinu, and what happened about me? Why he doesn't reveal himself to me? So the Zayde told him, when a person is 99-year-old and decided to make a bris, he has a schuz that the Rebbe should reveal to him. That's the story. The Frierdiker Rebbe said the story, and the Rebbe says, if the Frierdiker Rebbe said the story to us, that means that we have to learn something from that. What could we learn from that? And we're talking about a little kid. A little kid asked a good question to his Zayde. What do you answer to him that satisfied him? So a person could say, 1 second, it's kechom hayom. It's very, very hard today. I don't have to do achnasas orchim. I'm sick. I'm to death of this meal. Besides, I'm a 99-year-old. I'm a very old man. So I have all the excuses in the world not to do achnasas orchim. What we learned, the Torah told us this story to teach us that we could never say, I'm too tired, I'm too old, I'm too this, I'm too this. If Avraham Avinu did it, and he gave us the Yerusha, the koach to do it, we have the power to do it also. So anytime we come to do something hard, chesed, whatever it is, and you're not in the mood, you're not this, think about it 1 second. I'm not that 99-year-old like Avraham Avinu. And a person should not say, why didn't you tell me like earlier when I was young, when I had more power? No matter which age you are, you always could do like Avraham Avinu and do this chesed. And that's why the Torah told us the story with Avraham Avinu. This is the second part. The conversation that Avraham Avinu has with Ebershter about Sdom, what he says over there, אולי יש שם 40, maybe a story, maybe it's one. Who is Sdom? What is so bad about Sdom that Avraham Avinu trying to deal with the Ebershter, like make a business deal with them, back and forth.
I remember it mentioned in the Good Chumash that was the land that was promised to Abraham, wasn't it?
Sdom?
The area around Sdom.
No, but what's so bad about Sdom? The Sdom that the Ebershter says, Erdeno, I'll go down and I see.
Yeah,
More everybody knows the story.
They were performing forbidden acts. They were also stealing.
No. They are very, very rich. What's the achzariyot? What's the mean about the Sdom? It's like that. Sdom, the Ebershter gave him a broche that you have gold, silver, oil, gasoline, everything was rich in this land. Really, really rich. So what happens when a person is rich? He start worry about his money. Maybe somebody going to steal it. Maybe somebody going to ask for me. So if a poor man would come to his door and ask for something, and you're going to give him, what's going to happen? He's going to go back and tell his friend, oh, you have a problem like me, you have no money? Go to his door. I ask for money, they give me a couple dollars. Like you see today, when one schnorrer come to a person and he give him money, a week later, another guy come, another guy. How? Because one told the other. That's the way it works. So the Sdom people says, we rich, let's keep the money in us. So what we're going to do? The more bring out what's the mean that they do. They says, don't feed the person anything. Don't give him food. We close the whole gate. Nobody could come in. We leave. Don't give us anything and don't take from anything. What's mine is mine. What's yours is yours. I don't need anything from you. And I want to leave it with what I have. It's nothing wrong. So if the poor person would come in, somehow we would go inside. He knock on the door and he said, can I have a couple dollars? I didn't need today. So sure, for sure. Each one of them had gold coin with his name. They stamped the name on the gold coin. And the person will give him a few gold coin. Oh, he's so happy. Now he has money. He got the next door. And again, before we know, he's schlepping 2 big bags full with gold, really heavy, walking. The only thing is he need some food. What's the big deal? Go to the supermarket and he says, give me a loaf of bread with a bottle of milk. The person says, show me the ID that you live here. I only allowed to sell food to people who live here. So, well, I'm not from here. I'm willing to pay you double. Just give me the food. He said, no, the rule is I could sell only the people who live here. If you don't live here, I can sell you. So what happened after 2-3 days? The guy walking around with so much gold, with no food, collapsed on the floor and died. Everybody come and take out the money because the coins belong to them. So you see the arzariut, the mean that the Sdom had people. And the famous more the people know if the person want to sleep, they give him a bed. If the bed is too long, they'll cut his feet. If the bed is too short, they make it also again. Do me a favor, I don't want to sleep here and I don't want food from here. Let me go back home. It's too late already. You came in. You see from here, in one hand, they do Avas Sochim. At the second hand, they kill the guy. They stretch him or cut his Moletzlan, right? It's really a Chazariyut. What do you see from here? That you could do Avas Sochim, but at the same time, it could be a mean also. Because you're missing the last part, like I said, Levi, to see what's the other guy need, not what I need, not what's good for me. What is. So Lot, after he went away from Avinu, right? So he went to Sdom. He find a wife from Sdom. Once he find a wife from Sdom, they let Lot coming inside and live in Sdom because he's married a lady from Sdom. When the guests came and he put food on the table, he was missing one thing. What he was missing? Salt. So he told to his wife, please bring the salt shaker, give him some salt. She said, what? You want to give him salt? To the guests? No way. I'm from Sdom. I know that we don't give food to the people. Why would you want to give food for the people? He had no choice. He gave them the food already. What did Gemara bring out? That what is salt? Salt is, if I want to take salt and eat it like that, you can't do it. You can't eat it. But if you take a little bit salt and spread it on the salad or on the soup, it gives a flavor. It's doing it good.
Right.
So the same thing with tzedakah. You have, that's 100 coins in your pocket. You take 10 coins and you start giving 1 coin here, 1 coin there. What happened? It's like the salt shaker. You put your matbea here, you put matbea here, few coins all over the place. Basically, you're not missing now 10 coins in your pocket. You add up another 100 coins in your pocket. By the Abishter would make different way in business. It's the same thing with the salt. So by Lot, his wife has the mean from the people who live in Sdom, and she has Sdomis, right? The Malach says, you have the schus because of Om Avinu. Take your wife, take your children, go outside. But don't look backward. The name of the pasha is Vayeira, right? To look. Vayeira. By her, the Malach says, don't look backward. What does it mean, don't look backward? You could forget what were yours before. Forget that you are Zdomit. Be good. No, it says, as the Lashon, that she was looking מאחוריו. ותראה מאחוריו. She was looking behind, not behind herself. She was looking behind her husband. Her husband is already left Sdom. In other words, he left the bad things and he go outside. You could be leaving the place, but your mind is still in the place. So although physically she was leaving Sdom, but you're looking backward, hey, what's going on with my salt over there? They eat my salt. What the punishment was? But Sav Melech. She became Melech. She didn't become a frozen chocolate or a frozen sugar. Dafka Melech, because the Gemara bring out this is the chet that she did. She didn't want to give Melech to this. What does it mean she didn't want to give Melech to the guests? She didn't want to spend something for me that later on I'll go back. So many times you see it by Tzokit, it says, I could give in one shot 10,000 talah, one time a big Tzokit, or I could give every day a dollar, matbea. Before eating, I give a coin. Before I daven mincha, I give a coin. Shachis, I give a coin. Sometimes you even get upset and try to daven shachis, and 10 times somebody comes. But the Rebbe should give you the bracha. You should be the side of giving and giving. Why? Because basically, when you give, actually, you make yourself more rich. Maybe you don't see it right away, but the Rebbe is.
And also something else, I find it helps when I have the money on me and I give. It helps with my avana and helps with my connection.
So come with a big coin of.
Well,
whatever
whatever I have, I give. But it definitely helps.
Yeah.
Even if I'm deep in kavana, when somebody comes over to me, it gives me an opportunity to connect closer with the worship. Even though I'm up here, sometimes I have to come down here, and the elevation is even higher once I'm able to allow myself to come down.
So this nekuda that she turned back and looking, in other words, even though she's leaving Sdom, but she's looking back, that her mind is still there.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you say you could take a person away from business, but you cannot take the business away from her. Something like that. So by her, she was doing in the opposite. In other words, she's leaving Sdom, but at the same time she's looking backward. Right?
Yeah.
This is the chet. Avraham Avinu is Vayeira v'yinei shlosha malachim is punkt foket. He is looking forward to see, not that he's leaving the Eibishter Chas v'Shalom and says, wait. What the other person need that I could help him? He's staying on Petach Haoel, Kochom Bayom. He's standing in the Petach, meaning maybe I'll be able to see some chesed that I could do. Maybe somebody will pass by and I do it.
Yeah.
So it says there was a Jewish guy that survived the Holocaust. His name was Wiesel. Everybody heard about him.
Yeah.
Elie Wiesel. He got Nobel.
Yeah.
So one of the things he says in his book, very, very interesting, is also has this nekuda with living behind, what was. Says the last days that he was with his father, they separate his mother and sister from him. The mother and sister died. His father was strong, but he got sick, and it was a disaster till his father has died.
Yeah.
And somehow Hashem make a miracle, and he came to America, and he went to Yechidus with the Rebbe a couple of times, and he told him what he's feeling. And the Rebbe told him, they tried to kill you, try to live, build a family, open everything again. Don't let them success what they was planning to do. The opposite. Keep going to schools and give lectures. Keep going to public places and speak about it. This will give you a life. The negative will give you a life. Many years later, they were going a group flying to Auschwitz, to the places, Like today, some people are going over there and
College kids.
college kid to see the history. And he passed by the place where actually was his house when he was a kid. Here is the shul. Here's my house. He saw everything. Then he stopped and he said, wait, 1 second. Couple of days, 2 or 3 days before the Nazis came, my father wasn't so sure everything would be smooth. So he grew up from the house, the Hanukkah Menorah, the Leichters, my mother chain, gold chain, and happened to be, it was right after Bar Mitzvah. And my Zayda had money in Europe. Most of the Jewish people at that time wasn't so rich, but my Zayda was rich. And he gave me a present, a gold watch. So I got as a little kid a gold watch for my Bar Mitzvah. And here my father take this gold watch with the box, with all the other stuff, and he go behind the house and he dig, put everything inside and cover it. So he said, wow, this memory came to me now after so many years. And you know, I remember the places. So at night he decided, I'm going there and I'm digging. I want to find my watch. I want to bring my memory back. He said, believe it or not, I started digging, and exactly the place, everything was there. My gold watch was there, everything was there. I took it. I started walking a few steps. I stopped. And I said to myself, if I take this gold watch with me to America, I didn't leave Germany. I'm going back with my memory. Right? I can't do it. I decided I'm having a new life. I'm taking this gold watch, put it back, and close the gun. And he went to America. And he said, this gave me the koyach to forget what was and start a new life.
Yeah.
I never knew the story from before, but when we came to this week Parsha, with Avraham Avinu, and the opposite of Lot's wife, that she says, I'm not going to give salt to the guests. In other words, what is mine is mine. I don't want to share with nobody. I'm not telling you that you do what you want to do, but what's mine is mine, and that's the mean, because even what's yours is yours. It's not actually yours. The Shem Ebesher that give it to you is basically giving you a test to see, are you going to hold on to this money, or you're going to know what to do with this and give it tzedakah to more and more people.
Wow.
And you hear many times stories with people.
It's a powerful lesson.
Sure.
Thank you.
Many times the stories with tzaddikim, that people had a hard time in Parnose, and they came to the tzaddik, and the tzaddik said, are you giving really meiser? And what you have, you keep into yourself or you share? And the tzaddik says, from Shomayim, I saw that he has a chutz to be rich. But after they give it to you, you change your mind. You're not such a nice guy like you used to be before. You keep into yourself much more than you need. So the Shomayim says, the same way we give it to you. No, we'll take from you, we'll give it to somebody else.
Mm.
So the tzaddik is there just to let you know, I'm giving you a bracha, not that you should be rich. You should be able to give more tzedakah.
Mm.
That's what we could learn from, not to be, in other words, salt is a good thing, because the Gemara says, salt you have to give a little bit and give a flavor. You can't put a lot of salt, because then you're not be able to eat the food. But at the same time, the giving is making you to get much more back.
Yeah.
Todd, that was a beautiful share. I really, really
You
enjoyed
know
it.
where is this melech?
There is a desert, right? And all of a sudden you have Yam HaMelech. How does salt get there? In other words, there's a question in the Gemara. If somebody touch Lot's wife today, he's Tomeh or not Tomeh? What does it mean? It's a piece of salt. No, but her body became salt. So there's a body that's around with salt. So you see from here that the Gemara says, actually there is a concept of Lot's wife standing there right now.
Mm.
Otherwise, the question wouldn't be a question. It's not relevant.
So are we permitted to go into the Dead Sea? Bless you.
People are going there. Some people put a sign and say, this is the Lot's wife.
But
We don't know exactly.
people do a lot of things. Are we actually supposed to go there?
Why not?
saw
It's the
it.
same like
It's healthy concept.
we know that
No.
we got the Torah and Har Sinai.
Yeah,
We go the Sinai desert, right? It's
Yeah.
few small mountain. Which one is the one that we got the Torah?
yeah.
So some Arabs say this one, some Arabs say we
Got
don't
it.
know exactly, but we know it's one of them. So the same thing
Yeah.
over here. We know that the soul that around there, one of them is actually from there until now is there. The Abishter want to teach us that constantly give tzedakah and give a lot of tzedakah.
Yeah.
Give the more small one you give, the more like a salt that you put a little bit.
Yeah,
That give you a flavor.
Also, if her statue of salt is in the sea, then it's already been in the mikvah, so it's all clean.
yeah,
And then you're not really touching it. Some
If you have a cut or something and you go, then you know.
some pile of salt maybe
So the
outside.
heat.
yeah.
So this is Vayeira Enov Vayeira. Pick up your eyes, then you see. If you don't pick up your eyes, you can't see nothing. Avon
Yeah.
Avinu says, in order to see, you have to pick up your eyes. So each of us should have the chesed and the koyach to see. And you see from the power of just saying a good word to somebody. Hi, good morning. How are you? What's it taking from you? Nothing. But sometimes people, like a robot, like a production line. You
Yeah.
see, you're asking people in Manhattan sometimes, excuse me, how do I get to 50? Like if you didn't talk to him, it's continue walking.
Yeah.
No, not I don't have time or something. It's like he's walking. I don't see you. I don't nothing. Right?
They have
So-
the headphones in today, the little piece can't even see
You
it.
don't even know if.
They have in Makalos color them the safer panimiatos.
So if by saying a good word to a person, you could change his life. Right? Al achat kama v'kama, now from here alone, Chas v'shalom, somebody speak lashon hara about somebody.
Mm.
What's the lashon hara do? And killing the person that you're talking about this. So the power of bad, the opposite when it comes to good, what good you could do. So we should learn also that say a good word to a person. You did something, or you picked up all this in Mishul. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You clean up something. Thank you. I appreciate it. This is good word.
Hakarat
Hakarat
Tov.
Tov, this is.
They said that the Noah Ark, the Teva, in Turkey they found it.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you heard about it?
Different stories.
About Klein, Noah Teva, they said that they found it in Turkey
it's a
while ago, yeah, but 20, 30 years ago.
Right, in the water.
Really? They found it?
Maybe something
They know where is Hare Ararat, that's where the Teva was. Big,
Really? And it's still up there. So how did Noah and everybody get down from there? Did they climb?
oh, they got out.
But they were on top of a mountain in a boat.
It wasn't a cliff on every side. There was a way to climb down.
I wasn't there, so I don't know.
Did Hashem transport them down, or did they have to take rope and rappel down?
He sent the bird, the Yonah, from the window.
But
She did.
The dinosaurs took him down.
dinosaurs took them down. Shmulik, do you have any comment on how Noah and everybody get out of the Teva? They were on a mountain
So
in a boat.
How they went out?
Yeah, how'd they come down?
climb down the mountain. Not hard.
That's the only question. The question is, how could a small table like that, even if you put an elephant take
All the
a
animals,
foot, and a giraffe take a foot, and a lion take a foot, right? Count all the animals. It's 10 times more than the table, physically.
Yeah,
How they all fit.
yeah.
And it took 2 from each.
But
That's number 1. Number 2, how do you feed so many people for so long?
yeah,
Where do you keep all the food?
yeah.
And so only few people take a whole floor.
Yeah.
But one of the other nice was that they had a hole, many things had a hole, you're on the top and the bottom of the hole. So it wasn't hermetically sealed. If there was a hole, right?
Yeah.
So how they survived.
And what about the light?
That's also nice,
How they have light?
right? And how did Noah survive? That's another name. He was in boiling hot water.
And also, I heard another miracle.
The metals bring out.
The meat eating animals, the carnivores, like the lions, live with like lambs and goats and sheep, and they didn't eat them. Yeah, they were all in peace with each other.
It says in England, somebody went to the zoo and he saw a lion with a little sheep.
Yes, I heard.
And it says the
heard the
guys
story.
have him kevis, you know.
Yeah, because every 10 minutes they would bring a new sheep. I heard this from Rabbi Gordon.
Oh, okay.
And also one time the lion did not get food in time,
Yeah.
so I think the bee bite.
He bit Noah.
A bit Noah.
Yes. I heard that too.
Then I'm the king.
Yeah.
I get the first one.
Elodov. Yeah.
Maybe took child size.
Yeah, I was listening the whole time. Kol hakavod.
You know, small size animals, you know.
Surprise. You can even test me.
Male, female, but young ones.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Yes, go on. That's great class.
Yes, time to.
Thank
Why do you do the voice?
120 years.
Yeah. But
Are you on mute?
it just hit me
No, I'm off.
that
You want to say
get
something?
that from the mountain. You're on a boat. You know,
Yeah, I
it's
want
like
to say it's
extended
a beautiful share. Kol hakavod.
Good question, I don't know.
Yeah.
I never really thought of
Yeah.
that. That's how you're right.
Remember him?
For sure, Zar. Hello. I like the stories. Shkoyach for all the stories with the saying hello.
Ah, very good. You listen.
I was listening, yeah.
Yeah, said you said the Russia about Rabbi Meir,
Mayor Shapiro?
More.
Yes,
Isn't it more than 2,000?
I mean, where he signed off, they're still there.
Yeah, I'm listening.
No, he's in Canada.
Okay.
I said that the Vayeira at a Simcha Torah event, Shmini Torah event that was that update.
Yeah.
Because they always have people like saying a 5-minute Vayeira at that level, and this time was like, have the perfect Vayeira. I listened to it.
I'm thinking, it's like an amusement park ride, but it's like a scary yard.
Then it was a
There's
big.
no safety harness.
Good. Everybody told my son.
And then-
because now I know that people,
It was a Pella,
Really
how the Teva did not just fall off the mountain with everybody in it, and it's like, it killed everybody in it.
He did the wrong.
That's a koyach.
Miracle.
Did you hear?
I couldn't hear so well. Someone was talking near the camera, but it sounds like you're repeating the Torah.
This is the host.
I get to Mayim.
Oh, it's a
You're
beautiful word.
I get to Mayim.
Yeah,
Video clip.
yeah.
I was at an event for Shmini Torah, about 50-something singles, and before and during Kolamoid, I was listening to it and I typed it up. I printed it out. I said the Devar Torah, and people loved it.
Beautiful. Thanks for the feedback.
Thank you. It was really, even the beginning where you start off with seemingly he did the wrong thing. I copied your style word for word, and it was great. Thank you.
Very good.
Send
glad.
more.
Will do.
I mean, the word did not have any problems.
לילה טוב.
Laila Tov, Azar. All the best.
יש לך אבא